do a 2-minute gig. It's max already, okay? And so you follow the PowerPoint, the company, the product, okay? Then your job is to tee up the next speaker, okay? Your job is to tee up the next speaker. Again, when you tee up somebody, you say the name, what? At the very last, okay? When we're in Malaysia, we have a brand new person. We've just gone over the speaker training. And when that person comes on, they go, the next person I'm going to bring up is Mr. Samson Lee, and da-da-da-da-da. Oh my, no, you got to do it's a building up the movie. You build, like when you watch a movie, you don't tell the ending. The name is the ending, okay? You just build up create that mysteriousness, okay? Dun, 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 wow, okay? So you just got, look, this is performance. Like, how many have been to Luau in Hawaii? Luau, it's same show, but every time the performer perform like it's the very first time. So you need to have that, okay? We need to learn to do that, okay? So that's the front half speaker. Now, the third part of the presentation will be the second half speaker, okay? Now, again, the second half speaker comes up, what is he or she supposed to do? To do a quick ID. Why? Because the audience, you want the audience to be able to relate to them. Who are you? Why should I listen to you? So when you speak from your heart, tell your story, your background, hey, you never know. Maybe the first half speaker, the story, didn't touch people, but maybe the second half speaker, their testimonial are able to move and touch somebody. You never know, okay? So second half speaker, the ID, then the compensation plan, right? The second half speaker, what does he or she talk about? The opportunity side, right? The comp plan, okay? So then the third thing that the second half speaker does is what? Call up the testimonial speakers, okay? Now, I like to choose, so this is testimonial speakers. I like to choose 3 to 4, maximum 4, usually, testimonial stories. Why? Because if you go 4 or more, it's way too much, okay? So unless you have a huge event, then you can call it maybe maximum 5. But, if you got one person that go on and on and on, that kills the meeting. I think, 3 or 4 is very perfect. And when you call testimonial speakers, guess what? You want to call different background, maybe women, men, the different diversity. Because if it's all, like, let's say the front half speaker is a woman, the back half speaker is a woman. They go, a man sitting over there say, wow, this is a woman business. And then you go, a bunch of testimonials, all women. They go, oh, I'm a man, I can't do this. So it's important that you select different background to target different audiences, okay? So we have 4 parts, right? I want to talk about 3 parts. Number 4 part that we do is testimonial speakers, okay? Again, testimonial speakers is 3 to 4 people max. And each one of them is 2 to 3 minutes. Remember, we only got 1 hour. So if you got someone that goes and talk about 5 minutes, and you got 4 of them, 4 times 5 is how many? 20 minutes. It's way too long, okay? So 3 to 4 people max. Okay, maximum 3 to 4 people on the story and testimonial. These people's job is to tell their stories. That is it, nothing more, nothing less. No coaching, no preaching, no judging, nothing, okay? Because it's an OPP, it's a presentation, okay? So the most important part of this whole gig is the testimonials, because it is through the testimonials that we create, that bring everything up at the emotional high, okay? So this is where the 3 to 4. Now, if you got someone as a testimonial speaker that goes on and on and on and on, guess what? The audiences, the emotion start going down. When the emotion going down, guess what? No sale. You kill the sales for other people. That's why I want to keep it short and tight, okay? 2 to 3 minutes max. Now, so we build this thing up by doing the following. Answering the 3 questions, right? Is this gig for real? Well, is it for real? Why do you suppose we pay the videos? Okay, we pay the third party, and these are not the video done by us. This is video done by the media, done by third party. That is to answer that question, is this thing for real? We need that because third party edification does a lot better than you and I talking about ourselves, because it's not from us. So that builds credibility, and that also builds what? Credibility, okay? So believability. People say, okay, now, you know what? I know KMBC. I know Channel 9. I know, so these it brings the audiences to understand that, wow, you know what? This thing I'm beginning to accept and embrace. Remember, the emotion is right here. So as they watch KMBC, they watch, whatever the video that we're showing from the media, it begins to build up that believability, okay? Now, then the next thing we do is we do the company, we do the logic, right? The PowerPoint talked about the company. Then also, we talk about the product. Company and product, those are facts. These are logic. We are using logic. You attack the logic and then back it up by emotion. Okay, so we do is this thing for real? The number one question is done by the video, company, and products. To answer this question, is this thing for real? Okay, now, what's in it for me? Well, so as you're doing this, you are bringing up the emotion, slowly but surely. Okay? Now, if someone is open-minded and they're sitting over here and they watch all this stuff as we proceed with the presentation, you can't help but to start to believe, start to seeing something. Okay? Then the second speaker, what does he talk about or she talk about? The compensation plan. So remember the second question, what's in it for me? Well, the second question, what's in it for me? Thank you. Is the money part, the compensation plan, okay? Comp plan. So through the comp plan, we are building up the emotion, and then instead of saying, well, let me tell you what's in it for you, instead of saying that, just let the PowerPoint do the job. What's in it for them? People have imagination. Let their own creativity run, okay? So what's in it for them? They go, oh, okay, now I can see this is a way to make some money. So we do that by showing the compensation plan through the second half speaker. So the third question, what was the third question?
Can I do this?
Can I do this? That's when we do the, can I do this? That's when we do the what? The testimonials. Now, if someone's sitting in the audience and they look at Li Ming, for example, wow, a single mom. She's never done this kind of business before, but she can be successful. If she can do it, so can I. If they look at Tina, wow, Tina, a housekeeper. If she can do this, speaks broken English, I too can do it. If they look at Winnie, wow, Winnie's 64 years old. At her age, if she can do this, so can I. Okay, so that's why it's important that we do this testimonial, so people's imagination start to spark and say, oh, you know what? If he or she can do it, so can I. Sometimes people don't like to take people to the presentation because, oh, they're not a powerful speaker. You can always turn things around. You can say, look, if you are better looking than him, if he can do it, so can you. Also, you can talk better than him, or you can do better than her, so you can turn it to your edge. So don't judge a speaker, don't judge your opportunity by the speaker. You need to learn how to turn things around, okay? So, can I do this? That's when we do the testimonial. So, through the whole design of the presentation is to address and answer those three questions. And so, if you learn the tricks of the trade, like some of the little tips that we're going to share with you, everything's easy. The PowerPoint, you all can do it. You all can read it. But it's in the delivery process. It's not what you say. It's on how you deliver the information that make you an effective speaker, okay? So this is overall, in a nutshell, is why we do what we do. This is the psychology of the meeting. Now, some people, and I notice so many, especially the more educated they are, the more high-tech they are, they have a tremendous, huge need of urgency to go modify our PowerPoint. They go, oh, this is no good. I'm going to do it this way. I have a better way of doing it. Listen, when you guys are making more money than we do, then you can modify it, okay? So, because whatever we've got is proven, it's working. Don't go change something, okay? Now, obviously, I'm open-minded. We are all open-minded. If you feel there's something better, talk to us. We will take a look at it. But everything that we have done has been translated to different language throughout the world. If you leave the U.S. and you start traveling and look at different part of the world and look at Jeunesse, you're like, wow. What amazes me is that the PowerPoint that we have, it translates so many different language, and we have so many different people talk about the same thing. You go, wow, there's a sense of feeling of accomplishment. Wow, that's amazing. So that's why when we change something, gotta be careful. It doesn't get triggered somewhere else. You want something that's duplicatable so that people can copy and duplicate, okay? So is this clear so far? All right, now, so I'm gonna talk about some of the to-dos and some of the things to watch out, because everything, the PowerPoint, all that, you could do. So the key thing on how you can effectively do a presentation, either one-on-one or either in a big presentation, is really on master learning how to tell your story. Because everything is about story. True or not true?
Yeah, true.
All I do day in, day out, here I sell some other country's story. When I'm elsewhere, I sell you guys stories. So that's all I do, tell story. So we gotta know, when you identify people, when you look at people, you know what their needs are, you know when to tell what story, when to say what, and that would what make you an effective communicator. Okay, now, so talking about story. So how do you tell your ID? How do you create your ID? Because it's your ID, your story, that can make or break the presentation. Okay, so let's talk about how to develop your ID. Your ID, again, you develop your ID around surrounding these 3 topics. Okay, number 1. Who are you? Who are you? Who am I? Now, this is not a philosophical question. Okay? People start spending days on who am I? Okay, that's another lesson for another day. Okay, so who are you? Meaning your background. You know, I got a guy coming to me saying, Kim, you know, I love your question. Who am I? I spent days thinking about it. I said, listen, that's a whole different game. Okay, so I said, let's talk about business for now. Okay, so who am I? Meaning, what's your background? What do you do for a living? Okay, so who are you? Okay, now, reason for that is because we want different personality, different backgrounds, different walks of life to be able to relate to different people. Okay, so like, you know, let's say for example Ivy. Ivy is a college grad. I graduated from college. I'm an accountant. And so when you say that, oh, she's an accountant. So you might have somebody in the audience that's an accountant. Let's say that I have another who's a doctor. So, you know, this guy is a chiropractor. So I'm a chiropractor. Ooh, he's a chiropractor. So when you tell your story, the objective is to tell the audience's pain and their frustrations through your story. Instead of saying, hey, you know what, Sammy, you're stuck. Instead of saying that, you saying you are stuck. Because if I attack him, he'll kill me, okay? So, but you are trying to tell, you know, like in English, you know, there's an expression, you know, the wall, it has ears. So if you tell the wall can hear. So your objectives through your story, you talk about your pain, your frustrations, and how, I mean, of course not to be negative, not to like downpour on all your whole story, okay? But, you know, the pain and frustrations so that people go, you know what? Me too. The reason why it's called ID is to identify. If the audiences identify with you, guess what? You got a sale, okay? So imagine this. You know the chickens, you know how when they peck the rice? So peck the rice, they're buying, okay? So when they identify they're pecking, you got a sale, okay? So now, who am I? Okay, write it down. What do I see here? What do I see in Jeunesse? Okay, what is it you saw? What is it that make you make the decision? Now, you know, this has to come from you and your hearts. I can't be, because everybody say, oh, I saw a great product. Oh, I saw a great product. That won't cut it. It has to be something from your heart. I mean, Sammy has a great story. I mean, you know, he saw this as his vehicle for his plan B, for his retirement, as he can't rely on Social Security anymore after all those years of work. So, I mean, when he tells that story, I'm sure people that are thinking about retirement or near retirement, they are probably in the same position Sammy is, okay? So, what do you see here in Jeunesse? And that has to come from you. And a lot of times people, when they write their story, they want to sound intellectual. They want to, you know, have it perfectly poised and perfectly phrased. Ain't gonna cut it, okay? So we can tell when people memorize their speech. So you just gotta, you know, learn to do that part, okay? Now, what do I see in Jeunesse? And number 3, as a result of making that decision, joining Jeunesse, where are you today? Or where are you going? Okay? So, as a result, okay? As a result, this is where I am or where I am going. Okay? Now, sometimes, especially people that are kind of new, when they look at something like this, they go, you know what? I can't tell people where I am. I haven't made money yet. Don't worry about it. It's not, look, let's say that you're new. You haven't made money yet. You say, listen, I'm new in this business, but I finally saw a vehicle whereby I can whatever that is you want to. So if you are not where you want to be at yet, that's okay. Say, I can now see a way to where you're going. Tell people where you're going. Now, if you say, I hope